this lad outside of me is panicking a bit. Well, I've got to say that was a disappointing crossing, was that? That boat was rubbish. The other ones are so much better. Anyway, we're off it now. Denmark. Ooh, it looks a bit busy on the other side. Oh man, no, it's not too bad on the other side. In fact, it's not too bad at all on the other side. Can be really busy in summer. Really busy. Cars everywhere. Danish immigration might be out up here. They sometimes stop us just to have a look at passports, because you're a bit of a novelty up here now, being a Brit. And I'm going to stop in the first garage as well and get a coffee, because I've not had one all day. Well, all day, it's only 11 o'clock, but still. And the only ones you could get on that boat were tiny little cups and coffee that looked like bitumen, and it was €2.50 each, so I didn't bother. Got my passport out ready. Normally a bit better than this. I'll come back to you. That's it, we're aware. Could just through the trees there, just see the check-in office. The other side, coming back. And this is Denmark. This is about yeah, probably about as interesting as Denmark gets. Follow a sign here for Copenhagen. Copenhagen's really nice. I've been to Copenhagen. I've been into the centre in truck a few times, which isn't as terrible as you might think. And we went on a little like weekend holiday weekend break. They're like a couple of day thing. A few years ago. It's really nice. Tell you where else is really nice as well. Talk about, I don't know if it's a weird holiday destination or not, I don't know, but Tallinn in Estonia is surprisingly interested. We got followed around Tallinn by a couple of, well, I assume they were pickpockets. They definitely wanted something. We followed around for quite a while until I informed them that this wasn't my first time out on my own, and they were barking up the wrong tree. And they left us alone. Yeah, this is Denmark. This is all of Denmark in this clip. It's all like this. This split here is where you decide which way you are going to go to Sweden. Helsingør, which is off to the right, is where you catch the ferry, another little ferry, across to Helsingborg in Sweden. And if you stay left, over the big bridge, through the tunnel and over the bridge. Øresund Bridge. Is it the Øresund Bridge? Haven't I done a video on this? I might have done. I might have done. If I did, I was at Cars, so I wouldn't have talked. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you'll have to decide that for yourself. That little ferry's alright up there. The 4C is the name of the company, but it's all owned, as far as I'm aware, it's all owned by Scandlines, who were the ferry came over to Denmark on earlier. You can actually buy a ticket when you check in at Puttgarden in Germany. You can buy a ticket direct to Sweden. They call it a land bridge ticket. So when you write in your check-in form, instead of putting Puttgarden to Rodby, put Puttgarden to Helsingborg. They'll give you 2 tickets. You sail to Rodby as normal, drive this way up to Helsingør, but you've already got a ticket to get on the ship to Helsingborg. You still have to go into the check-in office, but everything's done for you. It's also cheaper to do it like that, to pay for the 2 in one go, than it is to pay for them individually. Obviously you can do the same on the way home as well, Helsingborg to Puttgarden. It's a really common thing, really common misconception people have, I feel. People I've spoken to anyway, they have a really common misconception about Denmark, because it's going to be all like spectacular scenery, and it really isn't. It is this. The whole country is this. What makes it interesting for me is seeing all the other trucks, all these Scandinavian spec trucks with the what look to us strange axle configurations and massive wheelbase lengths and stuff we don't really see in the rest of Europe. That being said, I do like Denmark. I like coming up here. Anywhere north, really. I like. That'll do. 5.5 minutes. I only really filmed this to get some Denmark footage in, and 5.5 minutes of Denmark footage is more than enough. I'm going for it. This is going to be a long clip. If you're not a fan of the long clip, switch off, because this is going to be a long clip. Just about to go past the airport of Copenhagen. Last time I came down here was Saturday morning. And so an A340, Virgin Atlantic A340 taking off. Struggling to get airborne with its tiny engines. If you're not into aviation, then it probably means nothing to you, but it was fun for me. Exit in Denmark. Don't miss this one. That'd be an expensive mistake. Yeah, if you were distracted and did this side instead of that side, that's an expensive mistake you've just made. A very expensive mistake you've just made. Now you're on this side, you're going to Sweden. This is, I am sure this is called the Øresund crossing. Anyway, this is the tunnel bridge combination that takes you to Sweden. This is sort of another one. I looked this up as well about how they built this. In fact, I think I watched a documentary on them constructing this tunnel, and I only vaguely remember it, but it was something about they built the tunnel in sections, sort of like on land, sealed the ends up, brought them out here and sunk them into position, and then pumped all the water out. Is that true? I feel like that's made up, but I don't know. Don't know, that could be made up. That could be a story I've heard that. But I have watched a documentary on them building it, but clearly it didn't stick. In the long tunnels like this, whether I'd prefer to be under a mountain or underwater. I think mountain. I think I'd rather be a tunnel through rock than a tunnel underwater. This is very much a tunnel that goes underwater. Set my adaptive cruise at its maximum distance, so we're not just filming back of this fella's trailer. Oh, see the bridge. Can you see the bridge? I can see the bridge. Can you see the bridge? I can see Sweden. Been under this bridge on a ship as well. which I went and stood outside for, so I could watch us go under it. Coming the other way on this bridge, you see where the road goes into the tunnel. You get a much better understanding of how it all works if you come in the other way. It's some piece of engineering. So all this is in Denmark, but get to the other side, get off this bridge, and we're in Sweden. A bit windy. Arrow's pointing left and arrow's pointing right. There you go. Sweden's here. I don't remember those. I remember those signs being further up as you get off the bridge. Although they do seem to be just putting them up. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a few years since I've been over this. 5, 6 years. Let me have a think. 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. 6 years since I've been over this. Maybe 7. 6 or 7 years since I've been over this. I've got to do now is pay for it. It ain't cheap. Every time I've been to Sweden in recent years, it's always been on the ferries. So, Puttgarden to Rodby, which we did this morning, Helsingborg to Helsingborg, or Rostock to Trelleborg. Should we keep it going till we get to the end? Why not? 15-minute clip of a tunnel and a bridge. What could be more interesting? There are channels out there making the world's biggest hamburger and getting millions of views, aren't there? They're doing it wrong. That's going to be it. Going to a manned lane. See where that gets us. Well, there you go. Learned something new today. My toolbox does the Øresund Bridge, which I didn't know that it did. Yeah, this is Sweden. To prove it, there's a sign with Swedish places on it. Big petrol station off at this junction. Is it off at this junction? Yeah, it is, yeah. Sure, you come off at this junction? Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah, a big petrol station there where you can park. Couldn't remember if it was the first or second junction. It's the first. There you go, yeah. Big circle. Circle K petrol station. Some Swedish, excuse me, some Swedish national road footage. I always feel as though I should be talking, but I've got nothing to say, and I think this is good footage. that's enough.